Hello, everyone. There are situations where the VLOOKUP function may not be the most convenient solution for finding the desired value. There is an alternative function called XLOOKUP. In this lesson, we will explore what arguments the function takes and in which cases it is more advantageous than VLOOKUP. In front of us, we have a sales table which shows how many products each representative sold and at what price. Let's open the help documentation for the XLOOKUP function to see its parameters. It has mandatory parameters, without which it will not work, and optional parameters, which allow for more detailed configuration. In the help documentation, optional parameters are enclosed in square brackets. Let's go through them one by one. Search key, the value we are looking for. For example, we will select bananas in our example. Lookup range, the range in which we search for this value. We search in the first column, in the range A2 to A6. Result range, the range from which we take the result, the column we need. We need to determine who sold bananas, so we take the value from the last column, the range E2 to E6. Missing value, an optional parameter that specifies what to return if the value is not found. If we don't find anything, we will return not found. Match mode, an optional parameter that specifies the matching mode. It can be 0, exact match, -1, next smallest value, 1, next largest value, 2, wildcard search. We will choose exact match, 0. -1 will look for the closest smaller value alphabetically. 1 will look for the closest larger value. Wildcard search, 2, is rarely used, but it allows searching by part of a word. For example, you can search for ban instead of banana, meaning it will look for a word that starts with ban. Search mode, an optional parameter that specifies the search direction. 1, search from top to bottom. -1, search from bottom to top. 2, binary search in ascending order. -2, binary search in descending order. 1 means a normal top-down search, checking the first row first, then the second, and so on. -1 searches bottom-up, which is useful when data is sorted by time, and we need the last entry. Binary search is much faster, but it cannot be used with randomly arranged data. It requires sorted data. On small datasets, binary search isn't noticeable to the eye, but it requires fewer operations for the computer, as it does not have to scan the entire list. Binary search is only necessary for large and sorted datasets, and on large tables, it is hundreds of times faster. Instead of checking each row, binary search finds the middle of the list, compares the search value with the value in the middle. If the search value is smaller, it moves to the left half. If it's larger, it moves to the right half. It repeats the process until it finds the needed value. In our example, we will select 1. After executing the function, we see that Bob sold the bananas. If we search for pineapple, we will see the text not found, since pineapple is not in our table. Let's look at cases where it's better to use XLOOKUP. Case 1. As explained in the previous video, for VLOOKUP to work, certain conditions must be met. The key by which we search must be in the first column. But sometimes, the key is not in the first column, which would require rearranging the entire table, which is inconvenient. This is where XLOOKUP comes in handy, as it does not require the key to be in the first column. For example, we need to find out who sold grapes. We see that the sales representative names are on the left. VLOOKUP won't help here. We see that XLOOKUP gives the correct result, while VLOOKUP returns an error. Some words about fixing cell references. If we copy the formula down or to the right, we fix the range. If we write the formula in a single cell and won't stretch it, fixing is not needed. Sometimes we fix only part of the range. If copying to the right but not down, fix only the column, not the row. If copying down but not to the right, fix only the row, not the column. Case 2. VLOOKUP always searches from top to bottom, but if we need to find the last occurrence, for example, the last sale of a product, we should use XLOOKUP. Let's say we want to find the last seller of apples. We see that XLOOKUP correctly shows David as the last seller because it can search from the end. VLOOKUP returns an incorrect result, showing Chris instead. Case 3. VLOOKUP requires additional error handling using the if-NA function, as explained in the previous video. With XLOOKUP, error handling can be set inside the function itself, making it more convenient. Case 4. XLOOKUP can immediately return multiple columns, both price and quantity for example, by writing just one formula, while VLOOKUP requires a separate formula for each column and specifying its number. We enter the XLOOKUP formula in cell F2, and the value in G2 is automatically filled. Case 5. XLOOKUP supports flexible searches, for example, finding the closest smaller or larger value, whereas VLOOKUP handles this less effectively, as it requires the list to be sorted in ascending order. For example, let's say we have a score of 80, and we want to find the corresponding grade even if there is no exact match. If the list is not sorted, VLOOKUP will return the wrong result. XLOOKUP will return the correct grade D, which corresponds to the closest lower score of 70. That's it! We have explored another lookup option in Google Sheets and situations where XLOOKUP is better than VLOOKUP. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next videos.